The mistake cost Harold Jensen nearly $118,000, and he didn't even realize he had made it until after the taxes were already paid. No IRS raid, no audit, no flashing warning sign, just one quiet decision made at a kitchen table in Omaha, Nebraska, after watching 3 YouTube videos telling retirees the exact same thing: convert your IRA to a Roth now before taxes explode. Harold believed every word, because fear is powerful, especially when you're 67 years old, recently retired, watching inflation rise, hearing politicians talk about debt, and wondering if the government is coming for your retirement savings next. So Harold did what millions of retirees are doing right now in 2026. He panicked. And panic inside retirement planning is where the trap begins. Listen carefully, because this may be one of the most important retirement warnings you ever hear. Roth conversions are not automatically bad. In fact, for some retirees, they are incredibly powerful. But the financial industry has quietly transformed Roth conversions into something dangerous: a one-size-fits-all retirement panic strategy. And for millions of seniors, the conversion itself is becoming the trap. Because the part nobody tells retirees is this: many of the future tax problems people are terrified of naturally shrink on their own during retirement. That's the hidden rule. The system is counting on retirees becoming so afraid of future taxes that they trigger massive taxes today unnecessarily. And the IRS loves that outcome. Harold spent 41 years working as a maintenance supervisor for a packaging company. Ordinary middle-class American life. Paid-off house, careful saver, 2 children, church every Sunday. By retirement, Harold and his wife Linda had built roughly $1.30 million inside traditional IRAs and 401ks, plus Social Security, plus modest brokerage savings. And then the fear campaign started. You must convert now. Taxes are going to skyrocket. The government is coming for retirement accounts. You'll regret waiting. The pressure kept building. At church, on television, on YouTube, even from golfing friends. Everybody suddenly sounded like retirement was a countdown to disaster. That's the urgency trap. And urgency creates terrible financial decisions. Harold eventually converted nearly $280,000 into a Roth over 2 years. Sounds sophisticated. Smart even. Until the second blade arrived. The conversion pushed Harold and Linda into dramatically higher tax brackets, into Medicare IRMAA surcharges, and into higher taxation on portions of their Social Security. One decision triggered a chain reaction across their entire retirement system. That's how the engineered system works. Everything overlaps now. Taxes, Medicare, Social Security, retirement withdrawals, healthcare premiums. One movement affects everything else. And retirees usually discover the damage too late. Stop the video. If you are over 60 and considering a large Roth conversion, you need to understand something immediately. The question is not, are Roth conversions good? The real question is, does your retirement actually need one? Because this is where retirees lose enormous amounts of money emotionally, not because the strategy itself is wrong, because the strategy gets applied blindly. Trap number 1. The fear trap. This is where the entire Roth conversion frenzy exploded. Retirees are being psychologically cornered by one sentence: taxes will be much higher later. Maybe, maybe not. But here's the hidden rule nobody explains. Many retirees naturally reduce future tax exposure simply by living retirement life normally. That's the part nobody tells you. People spend money in retirement. They travel, help children, buy cars, replace roofs, take vacations, pay healthcare bills, which means many retirement accounts shrink naturally over time. And smaller retirement accounts often create smaller required minimum distributions later. Harold and Linda originally feared gigantic RMDs at 73. But when their financial planner actually modeled their real retirement lifestyle, the math changed completely. Annual travel, helping grandchildren with college, home renovations, healthcare spending. The IRA balances were already projected to decline significantly before the worst RMD years even arrived. That's the spreadsheet trap. Retirees become obsessed with optimizing theoretical future taxes while ignoring how retirement actually unfolds emotionally in real life. Trap number 2, the convert everything now disaster. This one financially crushes retirees because Roth conversions only make sense when taxes paid now are lower than taxes paid later. That's the whole game. Timing. But panic conversions destroy timing discipline. Harold converted too much too fast. 1 year alone pushed him from the 12% bracket deep into the 24% range. Think about how insane that is emotionally. He was trying to avoid future taxes by voluntarily triggering huge taxes immediately. The system loves retirees who panic convert aggressively because the IRS gets paid today and retirees lose flexibility tomorrow. That's the hidden math. The best Roth conversion strategies usually happen slowly, carefully, over many years, not through emotional panic. This is where retirees misunderstand retirement planning completely. Retirement planning is not about eliminating taxes, it is about controlling them intelligently. Trap number 3, the Medicare IRMAA ambush. This is where retirees suddenly realize Roth conversions affect much more than taxes, because Roth conversion income counts toward Medicare IRMAA calculations, and IRMAA operates like a financial cliff. Cross the income threshold, and premiums jump. Harold discovered this 2 years later when Medicare premium notices arrived. Higher Part B premiums, higher prescription premiums, both spouses affected. That's the second blade retirees never see coming. The conversion itself triggered future healthcare cost increases. And because IRMAA calculations often use prior year income, many retirees don't connect the dots until long after the conversion happened. That delay makes the trap emotionally brutal. The system punishes retirees slowly, quietly, mathematically. Trap number 4, the Social Security tax trap. Most retirees still do not understand how Social Security taxation works. And honestly, the system almost seems designed that way. Complicated formulas, income stacking, threshold calculations, cold bureaucratic math. Large Roth conversions increase taxable income dramatically, and that can trigger more Social Security taxation, meaning retirees trying to save taxes later often create immediate taxation damage now. Harold and Linda watched nearly 85% of portions of their Social Security become taxable during heavy conversion years. That emotional shock changed everything. "This doesn't even feel like retirement anymore," Linda whispered one evening while reviewing tax estimates. That sentence is spreading across America right now. Because retirement increasingly feels less like freedom and more like navigating bureaucratic landmines. Trap number 5, the tax-free is always better illusion. This one sounds logical emotionally. Tax-free money sounds amazing, and Roth accounts are powerful. But here's the hidden rule. Tax-free later is not always better if achieving it creates unnecessary tax damage today, especially if retirees use retirement account money itself to pay conversion taxes. That's devastating, because the money used for taxes disappears forever. No future compounding, no growth, no flexibility. And if retirees are under certain ages, additional penalties can appear too. One family in Colorado converted aggressively during peak earning years after hearing repeated warnings about future tax doom. The result? Nearly $94,000 paid in immediate taxes, Medicare surcharges later, and far smaller actual long-term savings than projected. Why? Because the conversion assumptions ignored how the family would naturally spend retirement assets over time. That's the hidden truth. Retirement is not just about preserving wealth forever. It is about using wealth. Trap number 6, the charity blind spot. This one quietly costs retirees fortunes. Many retirees plan to leave portions of IRAs to churches, charities, missions, or nonprofit organizations. But those organizations are already tax exempt, meaning if retirees aggressively convert those dollars into Roth money first, they may pay taxes completely unnecessarily. Think about how brutal that sounds. You voluntarily give the IRS money on assets that may never have been taxed later anyway. That's why strategies like qualified charitable distributions become so powerful after 70 and a half, but most retirees never learn this until years too late. The government keeps the receipt. Trap number 7, the real retirement window nobody understands. This is where the smartest retirement planning actually happens, not through fear, through timing. The years after retirement, but before, Social Security, RMDs, and Medicare surcharges fully collide may become the most valuable tax planning window of your life. That's where careful conversions may make sense, not giant emotional conversions, strategic ones, measured ones, targeted ones, maybe filling lower tax brackets slowly across multiple years. That's completely different than panic converting half an IRA because someone on YouTube screamed, "Taxes are going up." Listen carefully. Retirement planning is not a war against taxes. It is a balancing act. And balance requires context. That's the hidden rule most financial influencers never explain. Now let's talk about the real danger. Because the real danger is not Roth conversions themselves. The real danger is retirees making permanent tax decisions without first designing the retirement life they actually want. That's backwards. The plan should shape the tax strategy, not the other way around. Harold finally realized this after sitting down with a retirement planner who asked him one simple question nobody else had asked. What do you actually want retirement to feel like? Not what tax bracket do you want? Not what conversion target do you want? But what life do you want? That question changed everything. Travel, family, church missions, helping grandchildren, fishing trips. Less stress. Suddenly, the obsession with perfectly optimizing taxes started fading. Because Harold realized something terrifying. He had spent more emotional energy trying to outsmart future taxes than actually planning how to enjoy retirement itself. That realization is happening across America right now. Now, here's the survival strategy. First, stop making Roth conversion decisions based on fear headlines. Second, map out actual retirement spending before calculating future tax exposure. Third, understand how conversions interact with Medicare IRMAA, Social Security taxation, and future RMDs. Fourth, remember that controlled smaller conversions over time are often dramatically safer than giant conversions. And finally, understand this clearly. Roth conversions are tools, not religion, not magic, not automatic solutions. And retirees who use tools emotionally instead of strategically often end up building financial disasters. Save this video. Seriously, save it. Because millions of retirees are being pressured into Roth conversions right now without understanding the hidden consequences waiting underneath the surface. Comment your age and state below, and tell me honestly, have you already done Roth conversions? Or are you still trying to decide? Because for many retirees, the greatest financial danger is not future taxes. It's making massive, irreversible tax decisions while emotionally afraid of a future that may never happen the way they imagine. My name is Ivana Forbes. Subscribe now for more retirement survival warnings, Roth traps, Medicare dangers, IRS loopholes, and hidden financial rules threatening ordinary Americans over 60. And remember this, the smartest retirement plan is not the one that wins the most on a spreadsheet. It's the one that protects your peace while you still have time left to enjoy it.